Hello Internet, and welcome back to another video on Can It Run on the Steam Deck. Today we're going into some uncharted territories with a game that is not only not verified on Steam, but it doesn't exist on Steam whatsoever. This is actually an Epic Game Store exclusive. But I've been able to import this into my Steam library. There's a pretty neat little app called Boiler. It's Boil and then an R at the end. That you can find in the Discover store in desktop mode on your Steam Deck. And what that essentially does is any games that you have installed through the Heroic Games launcher, it'll find cover art and it'll actually import that game directly into Steam. So that means that you can launch games just by viewing them here and clicking play. You don't have to launch any launchers to begin with, which is really neat. With that said, let's jump into this game. This game came out, I think it was September last year, so in theory, if Epic has a year-long exclusivity on this game should be arriving on Steam within the next few months. Currently, it is July 2022, so obviously information might change, but that's just giving you context of where things are at as of the recording of this video. So the game boots up fine. I will just go through my settings. So quality has been set to medium. VSync is on. For this game, I have locked. It's a pretty graphically intense game. And from my kind of playing through what I was able to play through, 30 kind of seemed like a natural. Anyways, we'll take a look at the performance once we get into it. So I'm just gonna go easy here, just because it doesn't really matter at this point. So the game loads fine. We do run into some issues later on, which you will see, which does make this game unfortunately unplayable. But I was so optimistic when this booted up, and I think I know what the issue is. And again, we'll kind of get to that later on in the video. But as you can see, like this in-game cutscene seems to run fine. This is a beautiful looking game. It was actually one of the games that considered me buying a PlayStation 5, because I believe this was one of the launch games that was announced for the PlayStation 5 when it was revealed. But since I had a capable PC at the time that could run this game, yeah, there was no need to buy that PlayStation. This is a pretty neat little kind of character action game. It's kind of a blend of Pikmin and Zelda. The art style and animation is just really well done. I believe it was a team of ex-animators that formed this game studio, and you can really tell with the quality that's been put into this game. It's just super well done, and it's a lot of fun to play. If you like kind of third-person character action games, this will be right up your alley. So yeah, things look promising. Like, it dips a little bit under 30 here and there. There are these stutters I notice when it kind of loads things in the background, like it'll dip pretty hard. But for the most part, frame rate seems good. We're doing alright. But yeah, unfortunately there is a point in this game where we can't proceed. And I will show you that in just a second.
I sense suffering here, Spirit. Do you need help?
You know nothing of suffering. This is my home, my village. Turn back, Spirit Guide.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to, like I could play this. This is pretty functional for me. No problems here, right? And the combat in this game is a lot of fun. I believe I gotta light this little thing up from what I remember. Yeah, even though this game has an eventual problem on the Steam Deck, I would definitely recommend playing this if you have some other way of playing it, whether that's a PlayStation or a PC that's running Windows, because I guess SteamOS is probably the issue here. Yeah, just a really nice presented game that plays really well if you like those character action games. And you get into these like outdoor areas that just look so good. And again, if you have the hardware to run this at like high settings, it's a great looking game. Actually, before we continue, let's see if we can crank up the quality. Back. So yeah, I found going to high, the frame rate just tanks into kind of the low 20s, which was a bit of a shame, because you get some nice little kind of lighting effects and stuff that you don't quite get on medium settings. So I think medium's the way to go. I did notice going to low didn't really do a ton. I mean, it plays a little smoother. Actually, since we're here, let's turn VSync off. And then I guess we will need to just unlock our frame limit here. So yeah, the GPU is pegged at 99%, so I think this is about as good as we're gonna get. And it seems to be playing at a locked 30 regardless of what I do. But yeah, unfortunately the downside of this is there's an area here that will trigger a cutscene. right as we go under this tree here, and the game will just crash. And from what I've gathered from my PC, is that a video cutscene plays, not a real-time cutscene.
I saw it
And
somewhere.
you can hear it underneath. But then the game will just lock up and crash you out to the desktop, which I mean it's crashed hard here for me. So yeah, unfortunately, that is about as much as we can play with this game. Considering it's not even on Steam, it's no way verified in any shape whatsoever. So the fact that it even booted is maybe a good sign that when this game does come to Steam, hopefully later this year, we'll be able to play it because they'll fix those few little bugs. Because from as far as I could tell, the performance was pretty good at 30 frames per second. I'm not too sure how it runs on the PlayStation 5, but 30 frames for that type of game works well. But yeah, unfortunately, that is kind of the current state of where that is. I don't know if this game is popular enough that people have like worked around getting this game to work. But right now, it's yeah, it just kind of hangs at that cutscene, and normally it will just boot me out to back to the main screen on the Steam Deck. But this has given me a super hard crash where I'm gonna have to shut off my Steam Deck and restart. So yeah, unfortunately, that's one game that it can run, but beyond that little session that I played, I can't get any further. So if you have any tips or ideas of how to get around that, please leave a comment. Until next time, have a good night.